Hello, I'm Dr. Janet Hall and I'm a clinical psychologist of, over 32 years, and I'm fascinated by people, and one very fascinating person has enchanted many people with the way that he always thought out of the box. And I'm talking about the wonderful, amazing Steve Jobs, one of the founders of Apple. So I'm here in Sydney right now working with a terrific lot of people producing a documentary panel discussion on Steve Jobs and his life. And I'm fascinated to be part of this panel because the other three specialists and the facilitator are astrologists and soul healers. And here I am, the clinical psychologist. So to be invited to put my point of view on it is a little bit challenging because I really don't know much about astrology or soul healing. And of course, clinical psychologists are very much about what is evidence-based. But Steve Jobs' life is actually very, very interesting right from the beginning because he was actually adopted. And his father basically didn't really want much more to do with him. And the first set of parents that he was to be adopted by changed their minds at the last minute. So he, however, was very loved by his parents and loved them. But he just developed, I think, in a way that made him very unique. And I think people who were adopted will often have that, that need to be special because somehow or other to have been given away makes even a baby on an unconscious level feel not so special. And then Steve had a very interesting moment of choice when he dropped out of college at 19 and went for 9 months or so to India to discover his spiritual side and to be a hippie. So, you know, most of us have been brought up to stick with our college and know that without a good degree we were never going to have a career. But Steve Jobs actually turned that one right upside down and became mega successful in spite of never having a proper qualification. In fact, you could even say that he became leader of a family, this grand family called Apple. And I think it's because of his huge drive. Regardless of whether he was adopted or not, he was really the typical type A personality. A for ambition, A for achievement. Another way to think of him is the D character, D for directive, decisive. He was a visionary. He kept crawling out of that box and seeing, as he said, there was a famous hockey player who said, "I don't see where the puck is, I see where it is going." And it seems that that's what Steve Jobs was able to do. See what is it that his audience really wanted. And of course they wanted their independence with something that was visually stunning and practical and economical, and there was your Apple. What was wonderful for Steve was he eventually did marry and have 3 children, and so he had his own family too, but always there was Apple. And at 28, Apple rejected him and he went off to discover his own world of filmmaking. But then he was invited back to work with Apple again and was back in his family. So it's an amazing life and a fascinating person. There were times when his perfectionism and his drive probably made people that he worked with feel vulnerable and inconsequential and even walked all over. But I guess sometimes it takes a leader with those qualities to draw people beyond what is possible. And that's certainly what Steve Jobs did. So I really, really want you to feel good about this documentary that we're doing and spread the word. And I hope that you would give me feedback. That's jan@drjanethall.com.au and let me know what you think. So be inspired, and just like Steve Jobs, always look where the future is, not where you're right this moment. Thank you.